And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing this fine Monday? Um, it's the Eastery Monday that I can never remember. Does it have a name? I can't fucking remember. There's the Dead Friday, and then there's Egg Day, and then there's Post Egg Day. But yeah, how are we doing this Post Egg Day? So yeah, I have some good news and I have some bad news. That's not hyperbole. The good news is 95k motherfuckers. We are on the way to 100k on the old Sir Sick channel. The bad news is I've done something to my fucking back. Like, I don't know what it is, but I have spent the last 4 days basically chair and bed bound. If I stand up for more than about 5 minutes at a time, oh, the pain. It is quite something to behold. I've never had a back pain that was so context specific. So that's been really, really fun to deal with. Thankfully, I have such a comfortable work chair that it has not interrupted work at all. I've done most of my work for today and I'm not in pain right now. But if I were to get up and go to the toilet, I will be in agony for a bit until I sit back down, and then I get about 2 minutes of pain and then I'm fine again. So yeah. And it's a bank holiday, so my local doctor's not open, and there's no fucking way I am sitting in the goddamn ER for who knows how long on their uncomfortable goddamn chairs with this backache. I'm hoping that it goes away eventually. We've been trying to lose weight and all that shit. So hopefully I've just fucking done something stupid, probably slept weird. You know you're an old person when you can hurt yourself by sleeping. So hopefully it'll be something that kind of works itself out while I try to continue doing a big healthy, like some sort of person who's starting to take care of themselves or some madness like this. Right, I need to pop out the old chat because I actually haven't seen you yet. The less bad news and more just not awesome is one of the kids is just really upset at the moment, so you won't hear from Mrs. Sick for a little bit. She's in the living room helping her to sort of I can't remember what the word is. My brain wants to say moderate. That's not the right word, but de-escalate her sort of emotional thing because she was asked to brush her teeth, and that's been that was no gusta. But yeah, so right, I need to remember what the fuck my computer does. There we go. Yes, I do use Edge for one specific Edge case, which is the chat. So do with that what you will. You get used in Edge. Disgusting, I know. Fuck off, Edge. Stop trying to make me restore pages. I just want the one thing. Right. Why would you think to the doc? Why would you go to the doctors for Bukake? You don't. Just have the spine removed. All problems solved. ER, you mean A&E? I mean, you knew exactly what I meant. So why even bother? I have just realised I'm sitting here and I'm like, fucking hell, it's boiling in here because I haven't got my pair of fans pointed at my face at all times. Apparently, that is also an ADHD commonality that I can't feel normal without wind in my face. I've spoken to people and they say you sit with a fan in your face all the time. That's like the worst thing ever. That's like having my skin peeled off. And I'm like, literally the opposite for me. There's a little fan sat by where I sit in the living room, and two little really good fans at my desk that sort of blow at angles at me, and it is fucking great. I can't survive without it. I get so annoyed when my wife asks me to brush my teeth. You're like, oh, I already did it last week. God. Easter is the celebration of the torture and death of Jeebus. I don't get it, but I don't mind the food. Yeah. Unfortunately, we haven't had much in the way of chocolate and that. The kids don't even get it because they've got fucking annoying because they were preemies, so they were 2 months premature. So they have this issue with the enamel on their back teeth. So they just can't do sweets in any sort of normal way. So, but people can't fucking wrap their head around a child not having bugger tons of sweets. So they still buy them sweets, and the kids being generally very sensible, especially when it comes to things like that, they just end up with these hordes of sweets that they have a little bit of, and they fucking love them. But until they're sort of big enough, and the dentist can do some sort of magic on them, there's yeah, it's a really bad idea for them to have any significant amount of sweets. Hopefully, by the time they do, they just won't give that much of a shit about sweets, and they can avoid a lot of the problems Mummy and Daddy have had. Can we get Spirit Science to fight Bebo from the DC Comics for the title of Blue God? What about fucking Dr. Manhattan? He's blue, and he's actually kind of cool. Mm. Is the fan or the whiskey more important? Do you know what? I'll be honest. Let's go out of character. If I had to choose as the host, the body that Cersei inhabits, if I had to choose between being able to have fans on me, that is when I'm working and when I'm sleeping, I would give up whiskey for that. I know it's gonna sound like fucking sacrilege, but I fucking would. I cannot fucking function at full capacity. Like when it especially used to hit hard during summer. I fucking suck during summer, especially when we're walking around outside. I just can't think, and I just start to get more and more grouchy. And I always used to have fans on me during those weather, so it was basically most of the time I'm like that. I function so much fucking better with just wind in my face. It's just a, but thankfully I don't have to make that choice, so I get them both. Tusk, just checking. Ah, they're better off without them. I'm assuming you're talking about sweets, and yeah, I would agree. And pop and all the garbage. It does make it more challenging to have a simple way to well, what's the nice way? Sometimes you always love your children, but sometimes it'd be nice if they just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes and stop complaining. Um, and sweets are an amazingly easy way to do that. When you have kids that can't have sweets, you can't do that. And that is so you have to actually talk to them. No, I still wouldn't do that, but it would have been nice to have the option. But do whatever. Do you ever function on full capacity, or is that all relative? The fullest capacity that I feel I am capable, I guess. And wind in the face is more close to 100% than no wind in the face. More grouchy. I like to think I'm not that grouchy. I might play an asshole on the internet, but you'd be surprised at how chill a dude I am. I mean, I have to put up with Mrs. Sick, for God's sake. You know, all those shitty little jabs that go into the animations. You think I wrote those? Summer is hard work for me too, being a big stocky bloke. Like, even when I was at my most optimal performance of body, the heat kicked the shit out of me all the time. Children, the most terrible people. Give them beef jerky instead. Do you know what? Thinking about it, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Certainly better for their teeth. You mean you should actually interact with your kids, especially if you're with kids, especially if you're your own? No, thanks. I mean, when you have your own children and they're just, it's very weird because no one ever tells you this, or at least they didn't used to. I think it's becoming more common and accepted on the internet. Is that You always think that the grown-ups around you have their shit together when you're a kid. You assume that adults have their shit together, and I don't I don't think that there's a person alive, well, a person who isn't like really narcissistic who thinks that they have their shit together. Most people just winging it like fuck. It's almost scary. Uh, it's debatable if children are even people. What is the thing? Abortion at like 1,028 months or something stupid like that. Sick only uses 10% of his whiskey at any given time. That's still a lot of whiskey. See, the children haven't been drinking though. Well, not yet. They're children, and not like in the European. Oh, let's give them a beer way. They're not even that old yet. Ah. By the way, R.I.P. Bob. Bob who? I know a few Bobs. Some of them I would be less bothered about, and some of them that could suck. Uh, in the olden days, kids would be sent to live in a cave and not come back until they've killed a lion with their bare hands. I mean, they already had bare hands. That should be pretty simple to kill a lion with those. I've been winging it for 41 years. Yeah, that was the point I was going to get to. So at some point, I just ended up with these small humans that lived in my house, and no one was going to like bail me out of that situation. I just had to do it all and everything. It was yeah, it was a weird realization as well. Like at first you're like, oh yeah, I've got kids now, I guess. And then later you go, oh my god, I have children. I am responsible for these people to not grow up into shitty human beings. That's a heck of a responsibility. So yeah, there's a few things I can know and I can really do really well. I'm nearly useless for a lot of things and just wing it. There's a few things that I consider myself pretty good at. And then there's a few things that I have no fucking idea. I am awful at DIY. Not that I can't physically do it, it's that I overthink it. Uh, 15 degrees per hour, Bob. He passed last week. I don't know who that is. See, what you've got to bear in mind is that I don't know who fucking anybody is most of the time. There's a few big names that I know, but your general people, I don't know who that is. But yeah, as I was saying, when it comes to DIY, I can physically do all the actions to do it, but I overthink it so much that then I don't want to do it. I find it very difficult to start. Once started, it's like, oh, okay, this is actually easy. But I always assume that if I do anything, I'm going to end up knocking the house down, or flat down. But you know what I mean. The truth shall be heard from children and drunks, and the ultimate truths from drunk children. Jesus Christ. Knowledge of the universe. Is that so? It's got nothing to do with it being extremely dangerous to make a child drunk. It's that they'll just tell you things that will destroy you. Ha! Do you believe that animal consumption will become taboo and we will all eat lab-grown meat? I think when lab-grown meat becomes a viable alternative in a true way, that it will be mostly fucking weird. It will definitely be weird at first. It'll be weird like how other countries eat things that we don't eat. Or whatever country you're from, other countries eat things that you don't eat in that country. And the way you feel about that is like, I guess it is technically food, but why would you eat that specific thing? I think that's what will happen. More than people will be fucking weird about it. I'm not sure people will ever care that much about animals as a species. I don't see that happening, at least not in any reasonably small amount of time. I'm awful at everything in sports, in arts, as a person. There's got to be some things. You look to be perfectly capable of self-deprecation. I always say, the one thing I'm good at is self-deprecation. Flat Earth Bob, Bob Nodal from Globebusters. I don't think I've ever interacted with Globebusters, but I could be wrong. I am. It's quite likely that someone will go, no, 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 you did this video here, and I'll be like, did I? Yeah. Most of the people that I know are the ones who are really, really, they're either horrible or really pathetic. Sussex knows what he's doing. He's the member of the Inebriati. Everything, you're much more capable with one and a bit drinks in you. Impossible burger is people. I prefer the improbable burger. You don't know whether it's there or not. I've had, I can't remember what the one I had, but there was a type of thingy burger, and it was, what was it now? It was, shit, my brain has just decided to betray me. It was mushrooms, and it was actually really nice. Mrs. Sick doesn't like mushrooms, and she enjoyed that burger. It was the one that was really good. The worst one was this Linda McCartney one, and I'll be honest, it was fucking disgusting. It tasted like cardboard soaked in fat. Like, very unpleasant. Like, I'm more than willing to try these things, and I look forward to the day when we could just have 3D printed food. That'd be sick. Imagine just whatever food you really like, and it just comes out of a fucking machine. That'd be absolutely awesome. I mean, I know they already can 3D print chocolate, which is cool. Umama Goblin, your Glowbusters stream is from years ago. Did I do a stream on it? I feel like I wouldn't have done a stream. I mean video. Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Actually, I'm not. I'm good at drinking. There you go. I mean, if you weren't, you'd probably be dead. You're the best at drinking all the whiskey. I am very good at it. There's a burger made from Linda McCartney. I don't know enough about her to make a joke about that. Cooter gravel? What the fuck? Cardboard is fine all by itself. Soaking it in fat is overkill. Yeah. Oh god, Linda McCartney veggie meals flashbacks. Well, I remember when Linda McCartney's vegetarian food, because it was never vegan. I don't think it is even to this day. But I remember when the sausages came out, and all the TV shows were like, "Look at this shit," and they cooked it off, and it had like twice the fat of a normal sausage, and I was like, "So, like, vegetarian doesn't mean healthy. Did we not know this? Are people that fucking stupid?" Yeah, this is before I understood that people were, in fact, that stupid almost all the time. But yeah, they did it in a fucking grill or something. And yeah, it had shitloads of fat in it. It's like, of course it does. Otherwise it would taste like shit. And it probably tastes like shit anyway. 3D printed ice for old fashioned. 3D printing ice. I wonder if that is actually possible. That sounds cool as fuck. Mass-produced synthetic meat will taste like everything mass-produced. Possibly. But, so mass-produced and sort of lab-made won't necessarily be the same thing. Like, there will be artisan meats that come, lab meats that come from this small fucking mum and pop type thing. I think that's quite likely to happen. Whether or not small means small, or like just moderately sized. A bit like how you have microbreweries. I would put money on there being sort of small places that specifically do a really tasty kind of whatever meat. But yeah, there will be mass-produced ones as well. Of course there fucking will. But to think that there won't be people trying to do something nice that people will be willing to pay lots of money for is foolish at the very best. There's not enough whiskey in the world to thank you for the great content you do. Ah, sharp. Uh, pretty sure whiskey is before rain. Does whiskey come before the rain? I don't know. Oh, gotta go to sleep. Open shift upgrade tomorrow. The F in the name is silent. Oh, I see. Open shit. uh, best flat earth rebuttal is to launch them into the sun. Jesus. I mean, what about the rest of the humans? Can you just all go? Ye olde meat lab. I mean, give it like a couple of 100 years and maybe, because that's the other thing to think. Like the past, sort of, for your general average idiot person, the past is all just one. You get to about 100 years ago, and then everything before that is written in ye olde whatever. We're gonna be that at some point. There'll be like fucking videos of people doing fucking big fish, little fish cardboard box in a I want to say disco then. I mean rave. And it'll just be ye olde rave. Like that's the great thing about people is that everything is just a big amorphous blob of nothing to them. How's the child? Mama sick?
Just typical child with autism and ADHD.
Did I take it she stopped being sad?
Oh,
Or were you just having a big chat afterwards?
I'm just talking afterwards, trying to get a mood back up.
Fair enough. But yeah. Gotta go. Thanks, Sick. Looking forward to your next bid. Me too. Then who would make the whiskey if the humans are gone?
The fuck are you talking about?
I don't fucking remember. Oh, artisan. Well, no. Someone asked me if I would stop eating normal meat if lab grown meat was like a thing, and I'm assuming like decent.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And someone else asked if do you think people will think of eating actual animals as like really taboo in that sort of situation? It might have even been the same question, I don't know. But they're two different distinct ideas in my mind. And I'm like, well, no, I think it would be more like how other countries eat weird things. Like,
like,
Westerners are always
like chicken feet and stuff like that.
not just that. Westerners are always really freaked out at other countries where dog is just a staple of the diet. I think that's how people will feel about eating animals. It's sort of like, okay, it's food, I guess, but why would you do that? Because, almost because there will still be places, it's going to take a long, long time before sort of access to the kinds of foods we have here will be reasonable in certain places. Some places have all meat diets because literally that's all they can do. Because the only thing that will grow is like tufts of grass. So of course their diet mainly or entirely consists of meat. It's kind of Ye is actually the. Okay. Disco never dies, it just changes names. Same thing, you can't kill the metal. Don't thunk too hard. I mean, I try not to thunk at all. Chicken feet are delicious with soy sauce. I am perfectly willing to take your word for that. Although I did get Mrs. Sick to eat a type of, I don't know what the overarching name is, but it's a type of pea, a podded. I got her to eat mange too, which took me fucking ages to realise that was the name it was asking me, because I've been making a lot of stir fries recently. And I read it as man get out, and I thought, what the fuck is man get out? And then I looked it up and went, oh, it's fucking mange too. I'm so stupid. Got her to try that, and she was like, oh, actually nice. So that was always good. I think it's really weird to eat eggs. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be something you find weird, even within like countries or even towns and shit that are quite close to each other.
Like mushrooms. I understand why people like them.
Speaking of that, I brought up the fake meat burger that was mushrooms, and you were like, "Oh,
That
actually,
was
this
I
that
was
was nice."
really surprised because it did not taste like mushrooms at all.
Uh, although we have
Papa?
determined that you have almost no sense of taste,
Yeah.
which explains a lot.
I under sensitivity doesn't mean I don't have taste. Come here.
Wait, what is this channel?
Come
The
here.
YouTube algorithm just put me here when other video finished. I don't know what it is. Are you pro-vegan or anti-vegan? I don't care about veganism. I care about ideas, and I think that the future is
Like, be vegan if you want,
yeah,
but why force it on other people?
yeah. I'm not vegan. Neither is Mrs. Sick. We have no plans to go vegan. When people constantly bang
I
on
tried to
that
go...
everybody should be vegan,
I tried to go vegan, and my body said no.
your body,
I got really ill.
yeah. Now, probably didn't do it right, but doing it right takes a lot of time and effort
And money.
and caring. And honestly, just don't care that much. But if we get to the day where, meats and stuff are, I don't know, good, like fake meats are actually just good and accessible, I'm not gonna care. There are some people who will really care, and I'll be like, but why though? I can't do this. God said I got to eat all the animals. Is going to be a very big part
You
of that
get
argument.
people who are like really adamant about people eating meat.
Yeah, that's the weird one.
Yeah, but they do it like they're like, like they treat it like it's a holy mission in order to do it.
Hardcore meat eaters are significantly stranger than
Yeah.
hardcore vegans. Because at least with hardcore vegans, there's like a reason.
Yeah.
But hardcore meat eaters, it's just fuck you. I'm going to do this despite the obvious health concerns. I remember, like, there's shit that happens to your body. There was a guy who ate nothing but meat, and he had this horrible red skin around his mouth. It made him look fucking terrible. It's like, just eat some fucking veg with it. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's one thing I've been. No one. Rule number one of the vegan club: tell everyone about the vegan club. I mean, you can understand why. It's just that some people say bullshit arguments. There is an alternative. You can be vegetarian. Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, same difference. I like meat. I enjoy the flavor. What's rule number 2 of vegan club? No smoking. I lived involuntarily vegetarian for 5 years. What happened? I mean, most of the time involuntarily vegetarian is I dated someone who was one. I got kicked out of Plastic Surgery Anonymous for saying, nice to see so many new faces. I thought because...
That sounds like an Illuminous joke.
It is.
Oh, okay.
I just try to eat meat, not regular. Every few months I eat meat. Today I had beef tartare. Yeah, you would have to have one of the fucking weird ones. Speaking of weird food that other people... Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get beef tartare. Lots of people said, oh, it's delicious. And it's like, oh, it's a health risk.
What's that again?
That is the one that is raw steak and egg. Raw egg.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's I'm sure there's more to it than that.
It's like mucus.
Don't fucking ask me. And people who like it swear by it, obviously. But I think I'll be happy. Maybe if I get to like 80 and I'm dying of fucking cancer or something, I might try it just as a bucket list thing. But right now, no thanks. I need milk because I get heart condition, GERD, and milk helps a lot. But vegans blockade the aisles. Do they actually blockade the aisles? I feel like they don't. I'd be very surprised to see that. I ordered the vegan chili at a cafe once and had to send it back. Not a speck of vegan in it. Fuck's sake. Didn't that weirdo that lived in the woods, Sverthurridge, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he still does.
Oh, didn't he? Like, he's like a raw meat person, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's also a crazy person as far as I can tell.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though, because I find him attractive. It's always the crazy ones.
I'm not sure if he's one that you find attractive. I don't.
Am I thinking the wrong guy?
You're probably thinking of Barnabas. The one with
I
the
am.
beard.
I
Yeah.
like Barnabas. He's quite fit.
Uh,
He's so
all
fucking
right, you
dumb.
guys seem all right. Just YouTube has put me on some channels before that are a bit extreme, and I don't know, like far right and far left extreme Islam. It doesn't even make sense as they contradict. It's trying to figure you out. And yeah, this isn't what we normally do. This is just the live stream. My normal videos are what I do. This is just a hangout stream to talk shit for an hour before I have to get back to whatever. I mean, I've said it before. People are like, what is this even for? And it's like, it's my version of community outreach because it's easy and because it gives people a chance to chat shit with me. And if they want, they can throw money at me or they can do whatever. And we just like to have a good time and mostly talk about food.
Yeah, it's usually food. Yeah, this
Oh
stream
no,
is.
raw meat diet is
There's
not...
a reason why it's called the terrible stream.
Yeah, it's not good stuff. It's bad stuff. What is the strangest meat? I'm trying to think strongest meat. Strangest meat you've ever eaten. I know Mrs. Sick has eaten horse by accident.
Yeah.
Tripped, fell, ate a horse. It happens. I couldn't say. I don't think I've had any. I can't. I know my mum had made me try some shit when I was young but I don't recall. I've had haggis, which is fine. It's just like eating cereal with meat. Really, is probably the
That
best.
sounds fucking weird.
It is kind of weird. It's a little bit spicy. At least the one I had. It is what it is. Where in Leeds you gals from? We're not. I'm certainly not, and she certainly isn't.
I'm not from Leeds.
She is northern though, so you were almost sort of right, but very wrong. Because Yorkshire is very fucking big. Oh, been a min, mate. It's like talking to a celebrity.
See,
I don't even know what to say to that.
D-class celebrity.
DZ. Fucking Z-lister. Yeah. Does yak taste like beef? You'll have to ask the yak.
Why do yaks eat yaks?
Probably. Especially if they're mad. I've eaten wildebeest. That was quite nice. So was ostrich. You just see an animal and you just go and fucking bite it, don't you?
Ow.
Ow. Ow.
It's sparrows. Ow.
Just, I can see you just doing the fucking Disney princess in the forest thing.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking great. You should clip some highlights of your old vids and release them as shorts. It will help grow your channel. I have thought about that. I don't know if you're the same person who said it in a fucking video comment. Otherwise, you're the second person I've seen say it. And I do think I should do that. It's just work. And honestly, I don't know where to start. It'll be something that I try to implement at some point in the near future, but me and doing new things is like pulling teeth. There is solid gold like 4 years back when 12 people were subscribed. Solid 4 years back. I had much more than 12 subscribers. 4 years back, I was probably in the 20k range still. YouTube won't let me send a love note to Mrs. Sick. What do you mean, something about hating her? I thought you usually did the fucking, the ones that I don't see on the mini feed through the what's name. Even though I don't actually interact with the main things of that.
You
I
get
just
like a
haven't changed
proper
it out.
insult saying,
Cock.
have you ever really thought about it? The people that you're around, do you really think they like you?
What?
Like that's like you know when people say, "Oh, he's a dickhead,"
Right.
or something like that, and it's not really an insult.
Okay.
But when you give a proper insult, it's like do you really think the people that you hang around with actually like you?
I feel
That's
when
when you-
personally attacked.
Yeah, you get so that's when you get under the skin a little bit more.
I just don't know why you're doing this to me.
Because I hate you.
Oh, okay.
Can I have a Beppis?
No, fuck you.
Aw,
You're too mean. What's going on?
feed me.
Feed you.
Ah.
Feed you liquid. Ah,
Just downing cans, literally.
you just eat the can. Delicious canned goodness. I am being facetious. You're what? I've never heard such a thing.
I am being facetious.
Been listening and wanted to comment, but trucking the whole time. Best beat is elk. Fair enough. That is important. Lab grown meat. What's next? Jack Russell grown veg. You're such a dick, dude.
Now I see carrots with dogs' heads for some reason.
You are a carrot with the dog head. Owned. Your content would make great clips. Like that would be epic and pretty easy to do. There is so much over the years. Yeah, I mean there is a lot to snip at. There's one thing that I wanted to clip out, but I can't remember what video it's in. But one of my favorite things I ever said was I subscribe to the Big Bang theory, where the universe came from an expansion of jazz. That just always amuses me as a concept. Facetious. The best hangout group for the worst people. I mean, I don't know. It's weird to think of it as a hangout group. I mean, I know sometimes you lot do actually talk to each other, which is very confusing. And I feel like there should be a second chat that I don't look at, that you can talk to each other, and then there's one that you talk to me. Because when people start having conversations and I'm obviously not paying that much attention. Can we have meat carrots? Why is this not a thing, science? I mean, you would think that they are, considering the dipshits who just go completely fucking nuts when even the concept of a GMO comes up. Oh, they're adding fish eyes to tomatoes or some shit. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. A side chat. Exactly. There's the side chat, and then there's the important one. I mean, I could be a dick and just limit it to people who are fucking, what do you call it now?
Long members.
Just members at all. Not that they have long members. There's no way to tell. I mean, I have to assume that the ones who are members do.
The ones that are the good of the sex are the long members.
Well, there's only one of those.
So there's only one long member then.
What about exotic milk? Donkey milk is hypoallergenic. I'm sure it is. That sounds really fucking weird. I want a meat tree.
I don't really do milk.
You do milk sometimes.
Yeah, but
You really like milk. Glass of milk before bed.
yeah, because it makes me sleep, not because I actually want it.
I don't know. I love milk. Hardly ever have it, but have you thought about setting up a Discord server? I have. I've done it. I didn't use it because I don't like Discord, and then I shut it down. I just am not that into Discord. I don't like the fact that it's basically one long stream of consciousness. I find that quite annoying. I'm not very good at like joining a conversation halfway through. Pork sword, thank you.
Welcome to handsome. Okay.
Yeah, I prefer. I genuinely prefer the way Twitter does things.
Yeah, you like things in short bite snippet things. Apart from these weird fucking tweets that
Or
are
that are
like miles long.
Well, I also like things that are separated out.
I think it might be an ADHD thing because like reading long reams of text, my brain just goes, nah, and deletes. Like, nah, I'm not reading that.
I mean,
That's
a lot
too
of the
long.
time, like with Discord, it's not even like a long ream of text. It's just a long conversation, and yeah, I'm not that into it. So I just don't use it. It's not my bag.
I don't know, I'm not really on servers on Discord that actually like a constant like hundreds of messages.
Just sowing discord. Discord, can't we all just get along? The drummer from Green Day put dog milk in his coffee once. Just the once. Or is that what he always does? Discord is good for D&D groups. I know what you mean. I silent most of the chats. Exactly.
Oh yeah, I don't have notifications on the servers. No, fuck that. I just go in occasionally and look to see if anyone's messaged me.
I would say that is the other problem. There is no in between for notifications on Discord as well. It's that it's either on all the time and thus is really fucking annoying, or it's off and then you never see them. So the only notifications I get, I still have a Discord account. I just don't have
Demon Orb. It's a renewal of being handsome. It's like getting a face mask, or like a spa treatment occasionally.
It's been terrible for 48 months. That is a really goddamn long time.
That is a long time.
Don't work out how much money you've spent on that, otherwise you might start thinking what a waste of time it is. Duck Dog, just a willy in general. As in he is, or is he just talking about willies?
No, we tend to use the chat, like doing the live streams as a community place.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's easier to read it here than it is to like read like 100 messages on Discord.
It gives people who turn up when my videos go live, or just after my videos go live, the people who exist in that time frame, it gives them a chance to talk shit at me. And that's kind of the whole point of it. And it's on Mondays because I don't work up weekends. It was killing me in a probably quite literal way. You can decide which channels, from which servers ping you. I'm sure there's lots of work I could do to make Discord less annoying. Or I could not use it. And that works so much better for me. I'll be honest. Fireside with the Six. You could call it that if you're a pretentious wanker called Dennis Prager. I don't like the term fireside chat. I find that it's a fucking stream with a couple of wankers talking shit with a bunch of other possibly wankers. Who knows? Some Six shit, yeah.
I put human milk in my tea once. Well, my wife did.
Well, I put my wife in my tea. I muted notifications on Discord and am now terrified to go back to servers and try to catch up. Exactly. Just don't.
I only frequent like 2 servers though.
You frequent servers that have like a handful of people in it.
Yeah, it's my friends in it.
And I don't have any friends. So
you
the
just
only
set up a server for you and Memory Man, and that's it.
Yeah, which we just fucking text each other. The people that I want to talk to, and no offense, but I don't want to talk to all of you at once, all at the same time, constantly. That sounds fucking exhausting. So the people that I know and care about and fucking are my friends IRL.
Even with Memory Man, you speak to him like occasionally, and
Yeah.
then you see him like once a year. So,
Yeah. But when we do, we just hang out and it's a good time.
yeah.
We need to organise another hangout.
Well, my birthday's coming up.
Ah, there you go. I have a lifelong goal of doing the least amount of work for the most money. Exactly.
Ah, the life. That'd be good.
It's
That's why you want to. That's why you've been thinking about like getting an editor, isn't it? So, but then I was like, yeah, so you can like, you know.
Are you like, so you can do more work? It says, no, so I'm going to do less. What the fuck's wrong with you? I want to do the bare minimum. My favourite bit is writing scripts, and I'm okay with recording them. If I didn't have to edit or do like audio editing, I would be okay with that, especially if it was someone who was better at it than me. Because that's the thing. I'm not that good at it. I'm okay. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Mrs. Sick does it sometimes.
Go.
Go
on then.
I like it when she does it, but I don't like how much it stresses her out when she does the whole video, which is why when she does help, it's usually just to do a few animations. But yeah, if I had someone else to do that entirely, it's just, unfortunately, it's expensive. But yeah, that is the sort of long-term plan, is if I can make enough money, I will pay someone else to do most of my work for me. and then I'll just have like a week off at a time. I think actually what I would do is I would probably like crunch like 2 or 3 weeks at a time of just work, 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 and then I just take like 2 months off and then work, 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 work. That is probably sort of an ideal work-life balance for me.
That sounds fucking horrendous to me.
I wouldn't do like I would do just five like I would do a week with weekends. I'm not talking about doing 2 or 3 weeks absolutely non-stop like fucking my brain won't tell me how much 3 weeks is in days. 21 days. There you go. Thank you. But I would do a small amount of work and then just have time and just do projects. But I don't see that happening probably ever. But
how
yeah.
did the Pelosia collab come about?
The Pelosia collab came about.
Was it months in the planning?
It was, I can't remember, but at one point we spoke to each other on Twitter for a teeny amount of time. And I said, oh, by the way, if you ever want to really bring down the quality of your content, hit me up. And he said, I will. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then just months later, he just randomly messaged me. I think he'd seen me in a comment on something. And he went, oh, that guy exists. And he just sent me a message saying, what do you think of this? And I was like, I don't fucking know. Why are you asking? He said, oh, I was going to make a video about this person doing this. I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. I'll do whatever. And yeah, so it was very complicated. And yeah, the making of it was about a month. Because basically, I tried to make Fridays where I finished almost, if not all of my work, except for the fact that I reply to comments on published videos, and I publish on a Friday. One of the 2 days, anyway. So Fridays, I try to make sure I've done everything before I get there, so I have a day where if anything's gone wrong, or if I have to do any like administration shit, I do it then. And so for like 2 or 3 Fridays in a row and a bit of some Mondays, I'd just been writing and we'd write back and forth. And yeah, I'm still not 100% sure how I ended up being the vast majority of both of those scripts. But I think it's because I am very, very sort of prolific. When it comes to the way I write, I always see many, many, many things to comment on. I found that's that's what I call leaning into the ADHD. There's always something to reply to. I don't like saving up a really long comment on the other person because they've said something stupid that needs to be addressed, or there's something I can make a joke about. So yeah, it kind of has to happen. When you get to 100,000 subs, you will probably get advert offers. Raid Shadow pays a lot, I hear. I get advert offers.
You've been getting them for ages.
I've been getting them for a number of years. I just don't fucking like any of them.
We don't like any of them, and we don't think they're worthy of like.
Raid Shadow Legends is literally a gambling thing with no payout.
What did you email back to them? I can't remember.
I told them to fuck off a number of times. I told one person that I would rather peel my own skin off than have a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship, and they said that was a very creative way of saying no, which I thought was fucking hilarious. I would never. They say never say never. I will never, ever, ever work with Raid Shadow Legends. Fuck them. It is, and actually, this might be a terrible stream for terrible people, but that thing is fucking terrible, and I think it is like extremely bad for people.
There's another thing as
well, and it's just garbage as well.
There's another thing is like YouTube is saturated with very similar advertising stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's like Raycons.
Yeah, Randans.
Which we're not a fan of because they're not.
Because they're shit, and we like good audio.
They're not good audio, so why would we get sponsored?
The biggest problem I have with sponsorships is I've never found one for a good product. And that's the basic way to put it. I've never been offered. Magic Spoon is one that I get a lot, and I thought when I got the first message for Magic Spoon, I said, I've heard of that. That's cereal. How could they fuck this up? It's probably quite healthy. And yeah, it's like $10 a box. Small box of cereal. Fuck off. No goddamn way. If I wouldn't use a product and consume it, I would never send it. And like, I don't. Like, even if I was rich, I wouldn't spend $10 on a fucking box of cereal.
No, we're
Are
not.
you out of your goddamn minds?
We're not going to promote garbage. That's
Yeah.
why.
So it's either overpriced or it's trash. Usually both. And so I've never had an offer for a sponsorship that I thought, okay, this is actually a good thing that's worthwhile. Even the educational ones. It's like $100 or $200 for a box of balsa wood and a fucking book. And I'm like, that's, I don't know, it feels like a scam. I would love the idea that, I don't know, I've wanted this concept where I can have a sponsorship with a, like, ethical sponsorships. I've had this idea for ages and I've never found a company that offers it. But yeah, having ethical sponsorships, these companies that just make a decent product and they pay me significantly less than I could make from shilling something that's worthless trash for obvious fucking reasons. Like, you can tell when a product is a piece of shit when there's loads of adverts for it. Good products speak for themselves. And so no one really tries to push them. I would maybe do a whiskey deal, even if it was overpriced, but it would be more of a...
It says, you guys don't sound like capitalists. No, I love money.
I love money. And, like, I don't have an issue with the basic concept of capitalism. I just have an issue with shit products. Capitalism is good when it makes good things for reasonable prices. Capitalism is bad is when it makes shite things for unreasonable prices.
Extortionate prices.
Yeah. There is levels. There are degrees. I mean, they say they don't make things like they used to, and that is actually a truism. You know, it used to be you had to make something that was good, otherwise no fucker would buy it. But yeah. Magic Spoon is 90% overpriced, 10% trash. Vita Ramen is expensive and absolutely disgusting. That sounds lovely. Saint Bartholomew was purportedly flayed alive. As such, he's the patron saint of leather workers, bookbinders, plasterers, butchers, tanners, and shoemakers. Holy
that's
fuck.
nice.
Imagine being that. He gets to heaven and he's like, hi, oh, you did such a good job. Oh, I know that really sucked. But don't worry.
People will remember you.
You'll be remembered for all the things that skin could have been turned into. Oh. Is hell still open for offering? When you get your 100k subs plaque, you should post a photo of you using it as a whiskey coaster. One of the things I thought of, which is probably never going to happen, so I'm going to say it. I wanted to try and find like a fake one for a reasonable price. Like, I don't know, it's just a fucking mirror. So, what, 20 quid? That sounds like a reasonable price for a faked one. No, hundreds of pounds. These fucking... And they're not good either. So the idea was that I would take this faked one that wasn't hundreds of pounds and then go find a set of stairs somewhere and then come out of what seems to be a post office. Just came out of the post office. Oh, I got my stairs, and then like drop it down the multiple stairs. Just go, oh. That would have been hilarious, but it's not going to fucking happen. So, you know, it is what it is. Fuck, I wasn't paying attention. Did you say if you still have connections to your intro guy? Vaguely, but I didn't say anything about that just now. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Fucking love Idiocracy. Selling out for what you love sounds more like success. I've got no problem with selling out. What you've got to understand is this is not me judging anybody else who does these things. I can't personally do it because it gives me anxiety. I couldn't sell you a piece of trash without telling you that it's a piece of trash. Like, I could...
Thing about Stickers, right? He has, like, buckets of empathy.
Right.
Right? No. You are, like, the most empathetic person that I know. So you would feel guilty if you took a sponsorship and that was crap.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I actually want to be a piece of shit who would just stick these things in and make.
Let him.
Do you know how much money is left on the table because I can't fucking bring myself to do it? It's not a small amount of money. It would be enough that we could actually start really thinking about buying a house, which we really want to do, but I can't fucking bring myself to do it. So I'm trying to find other ways that I could make a little bit more money without having to fucking hate myself. We got one more sub from me. You guys seem all right. So that bit closer to your 100k. Thank you very much, Mr. Goodman. You're a good man. Ah, funny me. If I was going to sell out, I'd be a preacher by now. Yeah.
Oh God, it would be so easy.
I
Because
do feel
you have the charisma for it, so that'd be so easy. You could be leader of a mega church by now.
Adam and Eve sponsorship. Is that the one with the dildos? I don't know. I'd have to see. Like, are they good value dildos? Or are they terrible? Do they give you, like, cancer aids or some shit like that? Like, there's almost always there's something wrong with these things, and it makes me feel bad. The only thing that I could do, I could probably do a D brand sponsorship. A, I use the products. B, they're wankers. And C, they know they're wankers, and I could probably call them wankers, and they'd be fine with it.
But their products are really good as well.
Yeah, they're really nice. They are expensive, but they do something, A, quite unique, or at least specific, and B, just, like, actually good. Here's one of the reasons I'm not vegan. I got a laptop. I got a MacBook to do, like, all of my... It's like my proper work laptop that I can use anywhere, so I can take it out and work other places. But I wanted something really thin, really light, that was good. And it is very good, with fucking ridiculous battery life on it. Hashtag not sponsored by Apple. I don't like Apple. I wouldn't sell you their products. But it did what I needed. I bought a leather vinyl for it from D Brand, which was very expensive, but fucking hell, it looks nice. Try streaming on Twitch, maybe. I did try streaming on Twitch. I found it to be very stressful and hard work for something that nobody watched. What is the best place to get sick merch? There's a Sir Sick merch page. It should be in the link below, and it's definitely linked in all of my videos.
It's on Represent.
Yeah. How much product testing would you do? If it was the whiskey, lots. Suitably non-dominational and hides that it's all about drinking. I'm feeling like there's a conversation going on that I'm not keeping up. Sounds like you have actual morals. I don't think Sir Sick the character would agree with you. Oh, fuck no. The character that I play is an absolute arsehole. But this is still not about morals. Do VPNs or Brilliant asking you to do short? VPNs do. I don't like any of their services. I've looked at their terms. I don't like them. They make it difficult to quit most of them. I hate that. The ones that have asked me anyway. And Brilliant, I don't think I've ever been asked. But they probably don't think I'm that brilliant. Anyway, so we're getting to the hour in. This has been a good conversation, but I do have work to do. I know I'm a YouTuber. What the fuck does work mean? But still, someone has to do it. So, yeah, thank you all for coming. And if you want, I'll see you next week, or I'll see you in the next video, or whatever. But yeah, have a good one, and I'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna play No Man's Sky now.
No Man's Sky.